What up, squad? What's poppin'? So it seems like every time Nas and Raekwon the chef try to cook in the stew, something goes left, something goes bad, man, something goes wrong. And hey, man, we reliving the past again, once again, on the new track that was released on Wednesday. Okay, so y'all remember back when Built for Cuban Links came out? The whole Biggie Nas thing started, everything started cooking up between Biggie and Nas, and there was boys. There was just a misunderstanding. Wu-Tang was a bunch of young rowdy motherfuckers, and they don't call it. They do not call it the grimy 90s for no reason, man. New York was at an all-time high between all lyricists coming out, man. They were fighting for competitiveness. Everybody was trying to be the king of New York. So once again, we're back in the same position, man. It was supposed to be called Wu Gambino, but they ended up getting a call because the Gambino crime family was like, yo, y'all ain't having that. We ain't having that. Y'all can't name you can't name it that. So they ended up calling it Built for Cuban Links, right? So Ghostface gets on there, you know what I'm saying? They're all in the stew cooking, they doing a skit because back then they had a lot of skits. And then Ghostface ends up, addressing the whole Biggie album cover, which was similar to the Illmatic cover. The difference is there was, like a younger age kid on Nas's, it was a younger age Nas, and then it was like a baby that was on Life After Death, the Biggie cover. But they felt like it was biting. Remember, it was real competitive back then. It was real competitive, you know what I'm saying? So anything that looked like it was biting or you wasn't being original, you basically were like, nah, bro, you were dismissed. You were dismissed. I mean, nobody was jacking that. Everybody had their own sound and everybody wanted to keep it that way. Nobody liked that biting shit, even if it even seemed like you were biting. Just a little bit, even a little bit. But I feel like the miscommunication with that is, if you remember, the Bad Boy logo was a baby in a diaper with a hat on. That's the Bad Boy logo, which I feel like it was trying to resemble that, because if you remember, Biggie's album was more of a conceptual album. It basically brought you through his life story. You know what I'm saying? The beginning where he's, his mom's giving birth and everything like that, and then, these are the days and all of that. So that is what happened with that cover, and then him and Biggie ended up having a falling out, rightfully so, because Biggie's like, yo, so you messing with them Woo dudes? Because they wasn't feeling Biggie, you know what I mean? They wasn't really feeling Biggie. They really didn't like, the whole bad boy camp or whatever. But Nas was caught in a rock and a hard place between two people where Raekwon seems to be in the same mess right now. That's what it seems like. It seems like he's in the same mess right now. It seems like he didn't okay the Nas verse, and they went to take it down, and they ended up having a miscommunication on that. I guess the Nas verse was supposedly, allegedly, not for Jim. But if you do remember, Bravehearts and Dipset been having beef since the 2000s, bro. Since the 2000s. I mean, this is the way that, just forget about Dipset. Let's just we don't want to relive history, folks. We don't want to relive history. Do y'all not remember this little line that was misconstrued? It was misconceptualized, and the whole Jay-Z Nas beef took place. That's where Ether came from. By a misconstrued bar, bro. By somebody misconceptualizing a bar. It was the bar of, hey, you want a bowl to your foe? I can help you with that. You want beef, got a slug that'll melt in your hat. Because Memphis Bleek took that the wrong way. Memphis Bleek took that the wrong way, thinking it was about him, like he the only one that wore hats and he wore it a certain way. But I don't remember Nas talking about the way he wore his hat. That's all he said. One beef got a slug that'll melt in your head. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the whole Jay-Z Nas beef ended up coming to fruition. So I guess because these two cats been having beef for a long time, Bravehearts and Dipset, this is what's going on. We have to clear the air. I guess it really never was a diss track towards Jim. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. I thought it was. To me, it seemed like, the pieces fit. All the pieces fit. But let's hear what Raekwon has to say. Let's hear what the chef himself has to say. We'll let him cook for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Let him serve this plate up real quick, all right? Let's see what he got to say, because he came out and he's talking like this. This is what he's saying.
Nas did not write that verse for Jim. That was a straight shot Jim got hit with. And y'all made it seem like that was for Nas. That was for Jim. Nas wasn't dissing Jim. And the reason why he changed it, because he knew that at the end of the day, damn, Chef, I gave you these verses months ago, and now all this shit is popping up, which at the end of the day, he not standing on it, because he's in another zone. He trying to get money. He doing this, he doing that. You know, Jim said what he said, and the fans responded, and that was that.
Yo, but how can you expect us not to, man? How can you expect us not to, man? If the shoe fits, wear it. You got to wear it. This one's for you, you know what I'm saying? Remember all of that? Yo, it's so crazy because his name is Nostradamus, bro. You know what I'm saying? So did he foresee this? I don't know. But there's just so much here. But us as hip-hop heads, we overanalyze. We scalpel through things. You know what I'm saying? We want to see this stuff. Because you got to remember, back in the 90s, that's how it was. Things were all subliminals. You know what I'm saying? Things were subliminals until it got real. When the beef got real, that's when they started naming names. When it got that crazy, people started naming names back. When it got that far. When it got that hot. You know what I mean? But in this situation, a lot of the pieces do fit. So I don't know if somebody ended up getting a call again, just like Wu Gambino. And, it just kind of seems like, I don't know what to say. You guys tell me what y'all think. I mean, I'm going to take him at his word, but I'm also questioning a lot of what's going on. How'd he get hit with a stray? Conveniently, right after Jim went on a press run. How'd he get hit with the stray? And how was it so perfectly done? Is he really Nostradamus? Did he really call it? You know what I mean? Hey, let's get back to it. Let's see what else he cooking.
Jim said what he said, and the fans responded, and that was that. Nas is all the way on the other side somewhere, not even paying attention to it that deep. He's not getting caught up in that. And now all of a sudden, when I'm getting ready to drop my album, Nas hits me and say, yo, Chef, I'm going to do another verse, my nigga, because I don't know, for some reason, I think that this rhyme right here is going to make niggas feel like I'm dissing Jim, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? This rhyme I made way before all this shit even came up. And this is real shit, y'all. I don't got to fucking lie to y'all niggas, man. I promise y'all niggas,
I don't know, bro. You getting real extra tight. You getting upset, man. But, like I said, what other choice do we have but take him at his word and look at it with some skepticism, you heard? I mean, I get it, you know what I'm saying? You caught in between a rock and a hard place right now. You cool with Jim. You cool with Nas. But it's kind of like, yo, it's coming full circle again. Because the last time y'all was on a project, somebody popping off ended up having two other friends not seeing eye to eye and have a falling out. So we don't want to repeat that. These ain't them young knucklehead rowdy muck they used to be. These are grown men that have grandkids. This, that, and the third, man. They don't want to relive that. You know what I mean? When they was rowdy youngsters and they didn't give up, I get it. But now it's kind of like, yo, we got to set the record straight. But is it really being set straight? How did the track leak? You know what I'm saying? How did this track leak? Because now we do music differently. It's like a digital up, you know what I'm saying? You just send it over. You ain't even got to get in the stew and sit down no more. You ain't even got to be in the same room no more. We ain't got to book flights no more. It just, you send it over and make sure you send it to a secured account. I'm assuming when it comes to this music stuff, you want to send it to a secured account. You know what I mean? So it don't get leaked. I don't know who's handling your music, my man. I don't know who's handling your music. And maybe at the time, you just wasn't looking at it and viewing it that way. I don't know. You guys let me know. But I don't know, man. This one is it's one of them ones where it's kind of like, as a hip hop head, as a hip hop fan, you kind of like, want to think what you want to think your own way. But hey, man, if the people that were behind the track come out and say something different, should we look at it with skepticism? Yes. But we got to take them for the word at the end of the day.
And this is real shit, y'all. I don't gotta fucking lie to y'all niggas, man. I promise y'all niggas, he wasn't dissing Jim. This ain't no diss record. And if it was a diss record, why would he put it on my record? Because guess what? I fuck with Jim. He know I fuck with Jim. So I ain't getting in nobody beef. If it was a beef, it's no beef. So y'all took whatever that rhyme was that leaked, because I guess it leaked from somewhere. It didn't leak from us. But yo, that wasn't for Jim. Nas was rhyming like that because the beat made him rhyme like that, nigga.
Because the beat made him rhyme like that. Because the beat, he was going off. He was spazzing. He was talking that talk, that New York state of mind, you heard? And, hey, that could be a possibility. But the other possibility is it really was towards Jim. If the shoe fits, wear it. You know what I'm saying? Talk about females, let a piece of ass drive you crazy, this, that, and the third. I don't know, man. And you remember, Jim's girl used to drive him crazy. It's just like a lot of, it's just like there's too much coincidences here. You know what I'm saying? There's too many parallels here. But, again, I have to take him at his word. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that it's just coincidental and Nas is being Nostradamus? He's back on his Nostradamus type? Or do you think that, it was genuinely just one of them things, man? It was one of them things, man. It's just one of them things. It was a fluke. It just happened. It just happened. And it just happened to leak. I don't know how the leak happened, but you got to check that, man. You got to check that, my man. You got to make sure. And I get it. But I know you got engineers, this, that, and the third, that can make sure this stuff don't leak. Now, I know there's hackers and stuff out there, but why would somebody hack Raekwon's new album? You know what I'm saying? Why would somebody hack that? And how would somebody know that something like that was going to pop up? How would they know? I feel like at this point, most leaks, not all, most leaks, unless if you're like at the pinnacle, at like the top right now, everybody's looking for something. I feel like most leaks are intentional. You know what I'm saying? To get a viral moment or whatever. But if you at the top and you like really, you with a big label and stuff like that, I think leaks are hacks. If they actually are leaked, it's some type of a hack because, people are looking for it. But I don't think that many, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that many people was going crazy looking for a Nas diss verse, not thinking it was going, you know what I mean? If anything, you would think that he would have dropped it on his own or he would have dropped it like as a single, if he was about to have a rebuttal. But like I said, Nas, Jim, Bravehearts, Dipset, they've been going at it since the early 2000s, man. They've been going at it since the early 2000s, man. So this to me doesn't surprise me that Nas would make a track like that. And maybe back then maybe it wasn't about this incident. Maybe it was at Jim and that's why it fits so well. It probably was at Jim at the time. But then everything, it just like, how did you know this? How did you put it together too well? But then again, it could be about anybody. It's subliminals. He never really dropped the name. Let me know what you guys think. Put it in the comments. Love to hear y'all take. That being said, if you're new to the channel, don't forget to comment, subscribe, thumbs up. I'm out of here.